Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to review A Resurrection Man by Ramvi, Anand RK, Mike Spicer, and Jeff Tikal, who does the main covers, and Aditya Birikar, who does the lettering on all the issues. And this book blew me away. It took me completely by surprise. And I did buy issue one of this. I bought the Dan Panosian cover, and it's on my one of my new comic book day reviews. This is the cover I got, and I was really happy with it. I read it, and I didn't think too much of the book. I was pulling too many books at the time, so this kind of went somewhere in the pile. And I did read it. I did enjoy the first issue, but I thought that I'll come back to it, in form of a trade. And then I kind of lost track of it, and I was reading the other Rambi book, which is New Gods, which I've been praising ever since, that it's really good and it's amazing. And I kind of forgot about it. So then when I saw that the trade was coming out, I was like, oh yeah, I have to read this because I never read it, and it's gonna be a good book. It's gonna be an okay book because it's Ramvi. He's done these Savage Shores. He's done some of the books I like Death of Layla Star. And the New Gods book, which I really enjoyed, and obviously Dawn Runner with Evan Kagel. So I thought this would be like a good book, or just something I would enjoy, like on the side. This thing blew me away. It is one of the best things I've ever read in a long time. And oh my God, I'm shaking after reading this. That's how good this book is. I have no words. Probably I'm mumbling, fumbling, but I still wanted to get this review out because I want all of you to read it, right? That's the reason why we do this, right? In the end of the day, it's all about the learning and the sharing experience of it all, right? But this is amazing, and I can't wait to talk about it. And I hope you watch till the end, and I hope that you give this book a chance because it is freaking amazing. All right, catch you on the other side. Okay, so Resurrection Man was created by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning way back in the 1990s, I think 97 or something. And he was drawn by Butch Guice, the same guy who drew most of that Death of Captain America run. And yeah, and it's about this guy called Mitch Shelley. That's his name. That's the name of the character. I was first introduced to him during the New 52 run when I read he had New 52 had all these like minor characters but being given to like these amazing creators. So some of the New 52 books like for these minor characters include like Jonah Hex had a good run. You had Frankenstein, who had an amazing run. You had I Vampire, who had an amazing run. You got Gypsy, who has an amazing run. So all of these are like minor DC characters, but they had amazing stories. So one of them was obviously again Mitch Shelley and the Resurrection Man, and even the New 52, the reboot, was done by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. And it was a good book, and that's my first introduction to Resurrection Man. So I knew that the character existed, but I never thought much of him, right? So because I think I enjoyed. So again, the basic premise of Resurrection Man and is basically that, so there is this guy called Mitch Shelley, and this is him obviously, right? And he's dying to save you. So the idea is that every time Mitch Shelley dies, whatever way he dies, he is resurrected with the powers of the same thing. So for example, if he is killed by fire, then he will return as the Human Torch. So he'll have powers of fire. If he's frozen to death, like in a container or something, he'll come back as Iceman. If he's electrocuted, he'll turn into Electro, basically, right? So you get the point. So that's the concept, and and yeah, he's been doing like small time runs. He's never like been in like a major player of DC or anything. But again, this book, what Ramvi does with this character is amazing and phenomenal, and it just blew my mind, right? So again, Ramvi is the main writer, Anand RK and Butch Guice, who does some of the artwork, and then Mike Perkins does the coloring, and Mike Spicer also does the coloring. Aditya Birikar is the letterer, and then Jeff Tikal does the collection covers and all. But like I said, I had the issue one of this, and then I read it, didn't think much of it. But yeah, this whole collection has been so satisfactory as a read. So what's the premise of this, right? So you have your Resurrection Man, right, Mitch Shelley, and he's old now. He has a family, right? He dies basically. and he wakes up again, as he usually does every time. But what happens is something different. So he meets this mysterious stranger in a hooded cloak, who holds his hand, and he says that you're destined for something great. And he takes him to this thing called samsara, which is basically it's like a bunch of gears together. It's like a world of its own. It's like gears. It's like inside of a clock. It's like a universe of its own. It's a realm of its own. And he tells him that he needs to be prepared for what is to come, and something is coming. That's the devourer, and that he needs to probably stop it. So what this is so then it changes to like 1945, because you are living through all these iterations of Mitch Shelley's life. So then you go back to 1945, where Mitch Shelley was probably during the World War times, right? He's in New Guinea, in Rabaul, and at that point of time, he's like a prisoner of war. And there is this evil general, Kagama Athai, Kagiva Thai. I know I'm butchering that name, Kagawa Thai, who is basically running that prison and all these POWs, right? So what happens is basically, and I'm not going to give you too many spoilers of this, maybe just a premise of issue 1, just to set up the whole thing, right? So you have this evil general Kagawa, and Mitch Shelley is a prisoner, right? So what they do in this prison camp is they execute the prisoners, right? And they throw him in these pits of fires. But before doing that, what they do is they kill so what they do is they extract the organs of the human body from the human body, and they throw all these POWs into the fire to kill them. And those organs are then consumed, because these guys are cannibals, I guess. So they consume those organs. So what happens here is that they obviously they take out Mitch Shelley's organs, then they throw him into the fire, and which kills him, right? But the organs are consumed by Kagawa. Meanwhile, Mitch Shelley is burnt to death, so he comes back as kind of like a Firestorm, Human Torch kind of character, and he burns the whole thing down to the ground. So the entire prisoner of war camp. However, because this dude consumed a piece of Mitch Shelley, he survives as a burnt face. He's the only one who survives because he ate a portion of an immortal resurrecting man, right? So he's the only one who survives. Now, the whole story is about, now this guy is going to become he's now hunting down humans and superheroic humans, because he wants to go in search. He wants to find Mitch Shelley and consume the entirety of him. And he's trying to hunt down superheroes because he believes now that if he eats the part of superhero, then he can resurrect himself and become a superhero himself. And so there is this constant hunt. He's hunting for Mitch Shelley. Mitch Shelley is escaping, and so many other things happen. But that's the basic plot of it, right? So I love this amazing plot and this whole story, and the way it goes into so many different ways. It justifies why it's called Quantum Karma, because it is the story of the life of Mitch Shelley, and and this whole entity that is chasing him. And oh my goodness, it talks about metaphysical concepts, like what does karma mean, what are we, but not a summation of our choices. What does it mean to stare when you come to the end of your life, and when you look back, you'll have regrets, you'll have positive thoughts, but what does it all mean, right? So he explores all these themes in the realm of the DC universe. So again, this is a black label book, so you don't need to know anything. You don't need to know any of the DC heroes and all. Just know that he exists. This guy exists within the realm of DC. There are some appearances of some DC people. Even if you don't know them, then this will not impact the enjoyment of this book. But oh my God, if you do know some of the DC lore, and if you it'll hit you so well, it'll give you that extra punch. But even if you don't know them, you can read this as an independent, like an Image comic. Oh my God, this is so serious. It is recommended for mature readers, ages 17 plus and on. The book retails for 23 Canadian and 17 US. So there's that. And then I would recommend all of you just jump on this book and get it. It is one of those better indie titles. So if you like Tom King's work, you know what he does? He takes like a good artist and then he picks on this like unknown superhero from the DC and he does character deconstruction on them, right? Ramvi does the same thing, but he does it so much better than Tom King, right? And if you like Tom King stuff, if you like Human Target, if you like the what is it, Mr. Miracle, if you like the Adam Strange book, you will love this 10 times more. And the artwork is sublime. You know, the coloring is on par, and the whole construction of this book is so good. And even the story, oh my god, the narrative is what basically kicks you in the balls, right? So you go from these eras in Mitch Shelley's life, and and you at the same time you have this entity who needs Mitch Shelley's help in order to contain this other entity which is trying to hunt down Mitch Shelley, right? And oh my god, so the book talks about love, it talks about like human relationships, it talks about the end of all things, and it talks about this, and it gives you this whole deep dive, character dive of about this guy Mitch Shelley, the Resurrection Man. And these covers are so gorgeous. Now I'm regretting that I didn't buy this whole thing in singles when it was coming out. I still have issue 1, so if I ever meet like Ramvi or Dan Panosian or Aditya Bidekar or Anand RK, I am going to get this signed by them, and I'm going to talk about this book like till eons to come. So I hope you all check this out, because it is totally worth reading and it is totally worth getting in singles and in trades. And I hope they do like a hardcover deluxe edition or something, or like, because this artwork is sublime. I think it needs to be bigger, it needs to be reprinted. And there are not a lot of reviews about this book, right? I myself looked through YouTube and everything and googled about it. There's not a lot about it. So on YouTube, if you see, there's a 33-second clip that DC released 9 months ago with Ramvi, just like giving like a pitch of it. And the others, just other people, they just reviewed issue 1, and I think they just left it there. But there's no complete review of this book, and which is a shame, which is a tragedy, because this is one of the best things I've ever read. And I know on my best of years list, I picked Chainsaw Man as probably my top read. But if I had to pick a DC, Marvel, or Image book, I'm probably picking this. This is definitely something that resonated me. I don't know. It just strung the right chords, you know, and I enjoyed the shit out of it. But that's about it, guys. There you have it. Like, you know, you have some extras in the end of this book. So you've got like a couple of the covers, and you've got of course this big Dan Panosian cover, and they include all the other covers. There's not a lot of variant covers to this. So again, this gets a 10 on 10 by me. It's 100% a recommendation from me. Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma, definitely pick it up, definitely check it out. You will not regret this book. I'm kind of sort of like 80% guaranteeing like most of the viewers of this channel who I know kind of, you know, would love this book. So again, that's my review. You don't have to like, comment, share, subscribe, do any of this. Just buy this book, you know, because if you read it and you like it, then come back and then like it, right? And then give me a comment about it, because I really want to talk about this book, and I see that a lot of people are not doing it. But yeah, I do want to spread the good word out. So if possible, share this video with as many people as possible. Anyway, guys, that's my review of Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma. I'll catch you in the next one.